and now there's a few of us that have similar views, and therefore we can all kind of, but yeah.
4 out of 7. So.
4 out of 7.
4 out of 7. And it's growing, I guess.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
What did it start at?
2.
2 out of
2.
7.
Now we're at 4. Yeah.
Yeah.
Above the 50% mark.
Exactly. Yes. I was when I first thought about moving in, I thought it was just going to be me and then 6 meat eaters, but no, we're taking over in a good way.
So I'm asking people what they think of animal abuse.
Yeah.
It's a broad question.
It is a broad question, but what does that mean to you?
I mean, I'm vegan. I've been vegan for 4 years, so obviously that is the major reason for that is because I don't support the animal abuse involved in the dairy industry and the meat industry. And yeah, I'm studying veterinary to kind of help do the best I can to stop the issues involved.
What does it mean to you?
Well, I'm vegetarian for like 9 months now because of her.
Oh, awesome.
She was very outspoken about her beliefs.
Persuasive.
Yes, definitely.
Not pushy though.
No, not at all. But yeah, it like finding out all of the things that happen to animals in like the meat industry and the dairy industry, it kind of like changed my whole perspective on everything. So it like obviously before you're like blissfully ignorant to everything that's going on, and then to know all of those things are happening and not doing anything, it kind of makes you feel really terrible about yourself.
Yeah. How did that make you feel when you kind of started to change your own kind of patterns of behavior and like started choosing more ethical foods?
Yeah, it definitely like changes your perspective on a lot of things. Like I felt better about, like obviously you all say like these activism things, like you don't believe in animal abuse and like animal cruelty, but then to still eat meat, it kind of is like hypocritical. Yeah. So then to be able to say those things without feeling like, oh, ashamed that, oh, I also do eat meat though, it is a lot better. And like I feel like I have a better viewpoint on the whole issue now as opposed to before when I was just like kind of like don't hurt animals, but unless I want to eat them for my dinner.
Right. Yeah, it can be like, even though I think sometimes you can be aware of your hypocrisy, but then you still act it because that's just what you've always done.
Yeah.
Did you feel like quite empowered then when you started making those changes?
Yeah, definitely. It was like, it was interesting to like figure out how to change things and how easy it was. Like, I wasn't like the biggest meat eater ever, but like I did eat meat like every day, every other day. And so to find out that changing is so easy and actually cheaper is like crazy that to me that more people don't do it.
Yeah. Awesome. Have you like convinced anyone else? Like, do you have like housemates or something that you're kind of like?
A boyfriend.
Well,
cool.
no, I mean he's not fully fully there yet. No, I think I just obviously find it hard to get that balance of I would rather lead by example, I think, and people don't normally take too well to being criticised. So yeah, I just try to lead by example, and yeah, obviously so much on my course there's a lot of animal welfare education involved, so I just kind of, oh, guess what I learned today?
Yeah.
And it will be something kind of a bit horrible, so I'm like, sorry. But if I have to learn it, I think other people should learn it.
Yeah.
So yeah, my boyfriend's been cutting down a lot, which is just great to see because yeah, I think everybody should be doing it. And my family as well, my mum was veggie for 20 years, and then she stopped being veggie when she was pregnant with me because she got really ill. The doctor advised her to eat meat, and then people then shamed her at the time because they were like, you shouldn't be pushing your veggie views on your kids and stuff like that. So she then raised us eating meat, even though they weren't her personal beliefs. So then it was just a habit by that point. So then when we all kind of became aware of animal abuse and got a bit older and we decided to be veggies, she was like, oh yeah, like, wait, why am I still eating meat now? Just because of some things people said to me when you guys were younger.
Cool, and
so
I kind of reawoke that in her.
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah, so then she was like, oh yeah, cool. So then now she cooks veggie for my dad, and yeah, so it's just been like a slow rippling wave, I think, which has been really nice to see.
I think that's such a double standard people have where they say, you know, raising a child vegetarian or vegan is indoctrinating them, but raising them eating meat isn't.
It doesn't make any...
When we're trying to reduce suffering, that's all it is.
Exactly. Yeah, one is kind of seen as pushy and the other is seen as normal, but it's like, why is that the normal way to raise kids eating meat? I don't get that, but anyway.
Can I ask as well, so you mentioned about like the dairy industry, but you're vegetarian. Have you thought about cutting out dairy and eggs as well?
Yes, I have thought about it. It's definitely something I would want to try. obviously that's way harder, like, because everything's got eggs in it, everything's got milk in it. But yeah, it's definitely something I would want to give a go. Maybe like veganuary or something. Obviously, we're quite far into January now, but
That's not too late.
In February.
Yeah.
But yeah, especially since like moving out of my house where my parents cook a lot for me, living on your own, I think that's definitely something that would be easier to try for yourself. And like, even if it's just like changing the milk you use in your coffee or like something like that, it does make a difference, even if you're not totally vegan. But,
Yeah, I'd say as well, like, it does seem like milks and everything, but once you find those alternatives which don't, it's very easy to find them.
Yeah.
And like, you can get like very quick at just scanning things, be like, oh, you know, knowing quickly if that's vegan or not. And like cutting out meat, it's the same thing. It's just like a behavior change. And like, I think mostly like a mental thing of being like, okay, actually, I'm aware of it, so I just have to make those changes. And when I get the urges, you kind of realize, oh, that's not really where I truly stand. That's not where my values are.
Yeah, definitely.
I think having friends with similar views has been really helpful as well, because for me, something that I found a bit hard was if I was going out with my family, then we'll go to a restaurant that we know has good veggie meals, and if we want to split sides, they're all veggie sides, so it's all quite easy. And then I remember then going out with friends, everybody wants to go and split a pizza, and I can't because I want the vegan one and nobody else wants the vegan one. So I think it's definitely been really nice to go out as a flat, and now there's a few of us that have similar views, and therefore we can all kind of, but yeah.
4 out of 7. So.
4 out of 7.
4
We're
out of
getting
7.
there.
And it's growing, I guess.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
What did it start at?
2.
2 out of
2?
7.
Now we're at 4, yeah?
Yeah.
Above the
Getting
50%
there.
mark.
Exactly, yes. I was when I first thought about moving in, I thought it was just going to be me and then 6 meat eaters, but no, we're taking over in a good way.
I think as well, you're saying like, I think like conversations with loved one is even harder, or like friends.
Yeah,
'Cause I find these really easy, but talking to my friends and family is definitely harder
Yeah,
because
you don't want them to feel judged. Or...
yeah, exactly. Yeah, and you don't want to cause any conflict. But at the same
Yeah.
time, when you're aware of what's happening, you just want to
It's
share
so
it
hard
because
to keep quiet.
it's harder as well. Like seeing someone you love be part of that really
Yeah.
cruel industry. You want to kind of wake them up from that.
Yeah, I found it kind of a conflict of interest when first dating my partner, because I was like, I just don't agree, like that just sits so wrong with me, the industry, that it's then so hard to sit and have dinner with somebody that seems to be fine with it, because it's like, how can you be fine with it? But then his point of view is he's from Thailand, and it's just a thing of, it has never really been discussed, it's just been the norm.
Right.
And it isn't until somebody says, hey, that isn't the norm, like I really don't agree with it, that then you start thinking, oh, hang on, like Liv, you said, really.
Yeah.
Although
So,
just
yeah.
because it isn't doesn't necessarily mean it's okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, like every injustice we now recognise was the norm until, as a society, we realise no, that's a
for
massive
sure.
injustice. We need to stop doing that.
Yeah.
But it takes like individuals, doesn't it?
Definitely.
Awesome. And like, have you had many other conversations with people like yourself since knowing about what happens in the meat and dairy industry?
Yeah, well, I mean, I've talked to my mum about it because I wanted to be vegetarian like a couple years ago, but my mum was like, oh, but I can't cook like veggie meals and cook meat for everyone else, so I didn't. And obviously since going to uni and coming back, she's just had to accept it. And I've spoken to her and she's like, yeah, I could definitely go vegetarian because she loves vegetables, that's like her favourite food. And she likes all the veggie foods I cook for her, but like her husband couldn't go without meat, and like my siblings
won't go without
won't.
Well, yeah, that's
yeah,
a
no,
good
he
distinction to
won't.
make.
There you go.
It's not a can't
live.
won't.
Yeah, he won't, and like I don't think there would be any convincing him at all. No, like every time we talk about it, it's just an argument. So it's like no way to convince him. So like, yeah, my brother drinks oat milk, and he buys like non-meat products as well sometimes. So like he definitely could easily be swayed.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's definitely changing.
I think my brother, when I went vegan, he went completely carnivore, or like just meat.
Oh, really?
Carnivore diet, yeah. And like, so I thought for a while like, oh, he's like a lost cause, but just like through drip feeding him like small bits of information, because he used to be completely closed off, but like just small bits, he has like reduced his meat consumption and started eating more vegetables and stuff.
That's good.
And like, I think everyone can be, brought onto our side.
Yeah.
It just takes a bit of time, sometimes more than others.
We'll get there. Stay committed.
Yeah. Cool. I'm giving people this resource as well. I'll give one to each of you. So the bottom one is a link to a animal rights video taught by an animal rights speaker, and it's really eloquent. It's about 20 minutes long. I really recommend that.
We'll do a flat viewing.
Yeah.
We'll get the other 3.
It's just a really powerful speech. He's a really emotive speaker. And the other one's to a website called Challenge 22, and it's a free resource where they give you 22 days of meal suggestions, and it's mostly whole foods,
perfect.
so it's like better for health and cheaper as well.
Yeah.
And there's also like free nutritional guides. So check both those links out.
Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Have a brilliant day.
You too. Thanks for watching. Please hit the like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you get notified when videos go up every Thursday. If you want to watch another conversation, here are a couple of options. And if you want to support my activism, there's a link in my profile to a page where you can buy me a coffee and donate money to an animal sanctuary. Thanks. Amber.